roles that they're supposed to be playing. Kuro is going to be on the Rubik, and we do indeed have the Miracle Terror Blade. So I'm going to back up the panel here. I do feel like the draft is in a bit of advantage to Liquid, but I will say that it looks like a lineup that Fnatic are a bit in their comfort zone. They've got some sort of enabler to the Eternal Envy Razor. This time around, it's going to be the Shadow Demon. I think Tusk is a great hero to be running with it as well. Universe on that farming Tidehunter again.
Oh, talking about the Tidehunter, so Uni is going to find the Gush onto GH. They've got the Sharp Block as well. GH goes for the Stomp, but there's the Searing Chains, cancelling the Echo Stomp. Yeah, I've got a nice 4-man telekinesis from Kuro, holding back the rest of the team, and that will actually save GH's life there. That big sort of stunt from the Rubik, making it impossible for the rest of the team to chase down that Elder Titan. So
they didn't get the disruption off from Pylai Dai. That was supposed to be kind of their secondary disable to follow that one up after the Ice Shards block. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess couldn't quite close the gap, as I say, but the stunt causing a little bit too many issues for Pi, so they don't get that first blood. We'll see what sort of lanes come out at both of the sides here. Again, you know, they have this combo, Fnatic, Universe, DJ, this Tusk Tide. We've seen what it can do before. We may see it do so again. This sort of dual lane can be played very aggressively and can certainly punish that of Liquid.
I feel like Shadow Demon is very similar to Shadow Shaman when it comes to your laning phase. The hero is abused by Furion because both Shadow Demon and Shadow Shaman want to be able to just 1v1 a hero. But here, he's going to have Treants running him, and he has no real defense mechanism against the Treant. On top of that, they don't really have anything to stop this pull either, like, say, a Witch Doctor would. So we're going to have a Furion who's going to have a very early level 2 thanks to this pull. Oh, he actually lost some of the creeps there.
And we'll get the Banish out, but still, with that other Treant out, he will manage to take at least a couple with him. But you're right, you know, they sort of do their job there, Fnatic, making sure that they disrupt the full wave, the whole wave not going the way of Mind Control on that top lane. So the balance of the lane will still be able to be held by Envy on his Razor.
With GH having to go for the Stomp level 1, their ability to pressure this bottom offlane, this dual offlane, is a lot weaker.
Miracle will put the Metamorphosis as soon as DJ starts to have a bit of a look towards GH. Kuroki trying for the chase down, can't quite find the range for the telekinesis. They won't find the kill. Miracle, though, with that meta up, can do a good job at trying to get those hard denies and make sure that Liquid can keep control of their own safe lane.
And now that they've forced out the Metamorphosis, as long as they don't get caught by the Rubik right now, then they're going to be able to look to be in a very good spot in about 20 seconds or so. They're not going to have the same kind of pressure that they were able to put on the Arc Warden, that's for sure. Terrorblade's a lot tougher hero to be able to take down simply because he starts with such high armor, and you've got a lot of physical damage from both Tide as well as Tusk. But what they will have is survivability, so the Tide is kind of guaranteed to get a good amount of farm in this lane.
Looking towards the mid lane, I guess this was sort of expected, but Abed, he is finding very little against this Matuma Man Pugna. Matuma Man just shoving the lane constantly in onto Abed and making it very hard for this Ember to find the CS, even threatening his life in these situations, as Abed has to play very careful. Is there a chance we'll see Fnatic put any attempt to this, or do they just have to sack Abed's lane at the start?
Definitely want to help Abed out. Yeah. I don't think there's any way they're just going to completely sack him. The Shadow Demon Tusk is a great ganking duo as well.
Abed trying to get aggressive, but the wraparounds there. GH and Kuro turn up into the mid lane. They go for the Stomp. Will manage to find the Sleep, the Blast as well. Abed being brought down low. DJ turns in, tries to help it with the shards. Blocks out a couple, but the Decrepify and Blast will be enough as Matuma Man finds one. Looks towards DJ. Fairy Fire comes out as well as the south. Will save DJ for now. Or will it? The Stomp? Oh, GH, he's found it. Closing the gap. Matuma Man goes in the Blast though. Oh, he didn't quite do it in range. Kuro's trying to chase and finish the kill. Will be able to do so with the Fade Bolt. Instantly TP's out as well as soon as the chains has been popped by Abed. So Kuro will be able to chase down and make up for Matuma Man not being able to quite close the gap with that Blast, as Liquid overall do get both the kills in that middle lane and are not punished at all.
And the best part is for Liquid is they didn't even bring their Furion in, and that is a constant threat. Every single time you think about Mind Control, Nature's Prophet, for me, it's always the moments where at TI where I saw him make those early rotations into the mid lane in the first 5 minutes, whether it was picking off a courier or assisting in a support gank. So they were managed to get an easy fight, and they still could have brought in that extra hero. That for me just says Fnatic is going to be in some big trouble when it comes to this laning phase at mid.
I mean, looking at this as well, East decrepify Matsumaman, you know, just locking our bed down, taking away like 3 denies each and every time he pops the decrep. Very, very good on this hero, Matumba. And he is certainly showing it with that lane domination against the Ember Spirit. Top lane Liquid. Maybe seeing if they can find a play. GH and Kuro. Need to put pressure onto Envy and Pi. Keeping the wave relatively close to their tower though, and Envy and Pi are playing pretty safe here, hugging the tier 1 tower.
So DJ is chilling out in bottom lane, but I hope he's just trying to secure bounty runes as well as the lane rune, because I don't think he can really do anything against Miracle at bottom. I think he just leaves Universe alone, and he helps out mid and top as much as possible. He tries to match the support rotations from Liquid. This is Liquid's bread and butter in many ways, is being able to get these sort of lane wins in a 1v1 situation for all their cores and allow their supports as a duo to move around and make big plays.
I bet at least with this double damage, we'll be able to find some easy CS as he looks to try and close that gap onto Matumba. And as you say, with that backup of DJ, he'll feel a little more confident in doing so. Liquid support still sat up towards the top, trying to look for an opening to get in onto Envy, because Envy getting very good farm at the moment, 24 and 12 on this safe lane Razor. The same, of course, to be said for Miracle down on the bottom lane.
This is a classic, the Eternal Envy early rotation at 5 minutes in.
And they've got the gap closer. DJ straight in with the snowball. They're on top of Miracle. Miracle has got backup incoming. Is it enough to buy time for Miracle to get out of there? They're going for the stomp, but it's not quite soon enough. Miracle will fall. And as you say, these movements, Envy only level 4, sees an opportunity, makes the call, the team make the move, and they get a huge kill out of it. Maybe even more. They're looking towards Kuroki, they've got the snowball chase down. They'll get a second. GH does find the stomp, but it's just a stomp and an attempt to get out of there. He does not want to be a part of this. So perfect rotation from Fnatic.
I think it's a really cool idea. The Fnatic have done this so many times in their games, and the thing is they rarely lose out in golden experience because they have Pylai who will always be the sacrificial lamb, kind of sitting by the tower and making sure it doesn't get pushed, and they can also rotate Universe right after the gank. Now, it looks like they want to commit to taking this tower because that's, again, another classic Eternal Envy.
And they're going in onto Miracle again. The snowball comes through, the stomp will hold back both of them. They get a good duration off on the static link, but indeed without any further control, Miracle will keep himself safe.
You know Eternal Envy, he's that kind of guy who wants to abuse the timing of a 5-minute siege wagon push. And that's exactly what happens here, right? He makes the rotation, they get a couple of kills, and then with 2 cores in 1 lane, they
look at these sharp blocks again. He finds GH as he was trying for the runaway, and Fnatic, they'll find another kill. Arbed able to get himself involved. They are making some smart moves here, Fnatic.
They certainly are. And they're actually not going to TP Universe up to top lane. He's going to walk up there. So for me, that says he wants to be able to make sure his TP is off cooldown in case he's needed for a fight at bottom lane or mid when his Ravage is up.
Matumba would be quite happy to amp up the pressure as there's an Arcane Rune in his bottle ready to go. So we can keep the Nether Blast spam up very high. Lane. A bit of setup here. Instantly, 2 TPs coming through though. They're here to back up Arbed. Arbed tries for the change. Will only get it onto the creep and the siege creep. Fnatic, they have got the snowball in. Matumba tries for the life drain, but they're coming again. DJ in the right place at the right time. They've got the banish as well to cancel off the Echo Stomp. Fnatic surround GH. They're going to be able to get both out of this. These rotations just don't stop.
Fnatic always making sure, and I felt like this is actually a flavor going all the way back to Team NP. Fnatic is willing to make those kind of defensive rotations in mass to protect their cores.
Really are. 5 for 2 in the game now. DJ, of course, the man to watch. 1, 1, and 4 involved in all 5 of these kills. Down to his sort of catches and his plays. As we know, this man, one of the best on Tuscan. We're certainly seeing it here in this all-important game being played by these two to secure a large amount of the Dota Pro circuit points.
Highlight with the early level 6.
See, top, mind control. Instantly out of there with a static link. Yeah, eyes on Pi. See if he finds a chance. Get anything with that up mid lane. Arbed, pressure being put onto him. Force right back. Just had the Remnant out for the quick return, but no TP to make the quick escape. So we'll have to go for the walk back to base.
I'm still surprised that they're just leaving Pi up here, because I thought with this level 6 it would finally make him sort of an action hero. They would bring this Shadow Demon in, especially against the Pugna, where they have that big burst of magic damage and the ability to get rid of the Decrepify. But he's still chilling out here. Now picked up his level 7, so he's got maxed out Shadow Poison. He's been stacking up the hard camp. I'm guessing for Tidehunter to farm, though it could be him. Maybe Pylai Dai is just going to get a ton of farm in this game.
As you say, so far he's getting a ton of XP. Mind Control's up there, but Liquid, of course, not really wanting to put too many resources in trying to harass out a Shadow Demon. Bottom lane.
Oh, he got caught. Completely surrounded by treants.
Oh, okay. He's actually blocked in. All right, that's one way to do it, Mind Control says. He'll do it on his own. He doesn't need any sort of rotation to help put pressure onto a Shadow Demon. Quick block. Pylai Dai stuck inside his own jail. 9.5 minutes.
I mean, just think about this. It's been pretty much 4.5 minutes where Eternal Envy hasn't had a true lane of his own. He just keeps on bouncing back and forth, and he's going to go to mid here to try and help out Abed.
And he's trying for the TP out, but Tumberman not going to make it. Abed quick with a burst from the Remnants. Another kill here. As that sort of opening lane that we saw where Tumberman had the edge, it is still giving him that net worth advantage, about 500 between the two of them. But if they continue to play like this, get Abed set up for some action, that gap will surely close. Top lane Mind Control getting away with a heavy push. TPs are coming in. Envy looking for the wraparound. DJ's going to be there to try and cancel any sort of TP. But the shards instantly out. Won't quite contain Mind Control, but they have the vision for the snowball chase down, closing the gap. Stun connects. Fnatic may have lost a tower, but they will set up for Envy to get another kill.
GH is in an interesting position with this Invis rune.
Who else have we got? We've got Kuro, and we do have Tumberman coming back to the lane, but Abed instantly out with a Remnant. He's away from the lane. Pylai Dai still hanging around. GH counting things out, checking the situation, finds Abed back towards the neutrals.
Universe is looking on pretty good time here for his mech, so not opting for the pipe this time around. He's facing up against the Pugna, and especially an Elder Titan as well. It would be nice to have that extra magic resistance, but he's also got to think about armor against a Terrorblade and a Furion.
Abed build-wise, of course, going straight for the bot's rush. The grab back though, quick Remnant away from the blast, keeps him safe. This is about 600 towards that boost of travel recipe. Bottom lane, Universe starting to step up the harassment onto GH. Miracle is there though as well, so hard for Universe to get too aggressive onto this support Elder Titan as much as he would like to.
Fnatic have really great spam. They have abilities to be able to push out waves and defend towers thanks to the fact that they've got Shadow Demon, who's probably one of the best like independent supports to push out waves next to Winter Wyvern. Splinter Blast and Shadow Poison, very similar in that regard. They've also got the Razor Blast as well as the Tusk Shards from a long distance. So it is going to be difficult for Liquid to just straight up go, all right, we're just going to, you know, 4-man push into this tower. They're always going to have to be a little bit sneakier, find initiations where they get pickoffs before they take these towers, or outmaneuver Fnatic thanks to the split push of the Furion.
Control tanking a couple of towers there. They do have vision on him, DJ. Maybe going to see if he can find the gap closer. Mind Control pretty speedy with those phase boots.
Deep.
And yeah, with the Shadow Blade as well, very unlikely to catch him. And in fact, Envy just gets caught and blown up. DJ is well in trouble as he comes back in. Mind Control finds the Sprout. DJ's got some time with the snowball, but oh, GH, he perfectly has the setup there as DJ rolled into the own Earth Splitter at GH. The setup made by the Tusk. Unfortunately for Fnatic, as they will lose both heroes. Miracle now in position with the Metamorphosis. He can look to take this tier 1 tower.
For life of me, I'm not sure what Eternal Envy thought he was going to be able to accomplish there. There's definitely no way he was going to be able to catch up with that hero. He was putting himself super deep on the side of Liquid's map, and there wasn't really any heroes showing elsewhere. Like, you have this bottom lane that was kind of pushing in. There wasn't really anybody defending that. Miracle's been hovering around this mid area constantly, playing off of the neutrals, the very safe camps, while simultaneously putting pressure on mid. He had to know that there was a very risky maneuver to ever cross over the river that deep with no backup.
Never refuse gold given.
As we see there as well. And Pylai Dai definitely being given way more space than he normally gets on this SD.
Yeah, this is not your classic go in and die.
He's got levels. He's got the Quelling Blade as well. Help his team if they do get sprouted.
He's an integral member of the the ability to like push against these tower pushes that's coming out from Liquid. You can always hit back thanks to the Shadow Poison, but they need to actually get this mid-tier 1 tower, I think, if you're Fnatic.
Fnatic are moving around as a unit with this smoke. Envy, Universe, and DJ on the prowl for some action. But their eyes on mind control down bottom. The smoke dispels. They close the tree gap. Have they got detection? Yes, they have. Dust is out. Sharp block through. No Sprout will save you, mind control. As Fnatic take the kill. Good search to see if anyone else TP'd in, as there was a TP coming through, but it did get cancelled. Fnatic straight up with the TP back into their own job.
What is this? This is a super fast play. A double TP and then straight over just a cut. Straight through the jungle because they know they're going to find somebody. Liquid thinking they're comfortable to being able to push out this top lane after so many heroes showed.
And there we have it. That fast pace secures them a second. Straight up to Kuro. Fnatic speeding up the tempo this game.
I love plays like that because it shows a strong understanding of the psychology of Dota 2, where you show a bunch of heroes bottom lane, you know Liquid's going to feel comfortable pushing out top like that.
Mid lane, Abed trying to go in for the kill, looking for the Remnant Burst. The Sprout's out, jump out once more. He really wants this GH kill. And with the Flame Guard burn, he should find it. Jumps forward, the Infused Raindrop buying some safety, but not enough. Abed gets the kill.
And they found the Pugna.
They do, they're surrounding Matuma. The Snowball comes in as well as the defensive disruption, keeping Envy safe. It's now 11-5. Fnatic, they're very good at finding these kills. These movements across the map really just goes to show the improvements that Fnatic have made over the past few months. These are some really smart plays.
Yeah, and these are the kind of plays that they have to make. They know Liquid's going to be playing. There's Furion on one side, Pugna on the other. Split push, split push, split push to buy time for Miracle's Terrorblade to farm up in this mid area.
Now, this is the thing you've got to know. Absolutely. Look at the net worth. It may be 11-5, but net worth is even. The cause of Liquid not suffering too much in farm despite these plays being made by Fnatic.
Yeah, Terrorblade still, at the end of the day, he's the hero that's going to win this game if it goes late. So they have to be worried. They may be, catching some of these side cores and everything, but they need to either be taking objectives or they need to be able to make those kind of smoke rotations through in that mid lane area and find Miracle and shut him down.
Top lane Fnatic looking for objectives now. GH trying to slow it down with the stomp. DJ's already sweeping around on the side, looking for an opening. Envy charging in straight away, but look at the blast. Envy, he's just going to die. The magical burst way too much for Envy to just walk in like that. As now Fnatic, without their Razor, they just have to get out of this one. They do not want to be sticking around.
Oh, nice shards. Kuro stole it and blocked off Tusk.
See, as this Tusk tries his best as he snowballs across, but indeed, as you say, nice attempt there to push himself away with the shards, but it won't save them. They end up losing 3 heroes off the back of that play. And I think if you're Fnatic, you're saying, right, let's not do that again until Envy has his BKB. Because every time they lead him with the Razor, that's going to happen. He just gets absolutely blown up.
Oh, man. Liquid just found such a beautiful opening. That was just 1 kill turns to 3, plus a double damage on Miracle. Now means Roshan as well. This game was going so well for Fnatic. I mean, they were at least keeping it really competitive. To be fair to Eternal Envy, though, that was not the same boneheaded maneuver that he made earlier. That time around, he gets caught. Oh, okay. What about the Aegis?
Grab the Aegis, boys.
Can't forget that present.
We'll go back and get it.
He thinks that he can make that play because he should have Shadow Demon with Disruption behind him, as well as the Tusk Snowball. But Tusk actually got grabbed by the Telekinesis, and Pilot Die was a little bit too far back to be able to get the Disruption save against the Drain.
Fnatic, we'll see if they can catch out Mind Control. Mind Control with that Shadow play, pretty hard to keep tabs off.
Especially when you've been slowed down by the Ghost. Pilot Die might have actually been in range of a really long-range Dust, but random neutral creep slows him down.
So what do you expect the game plan is for Fnatic now? Is it just a case of getting those next core items, the BKB on the Razor? They have nearly got that Blink Dagger on Universe, so this also going to be something that helps out the fight?
It's kind of the same game plan for Fnatic, where they want to be able to, go back and forth and be able to catch these split pushing cores, but Liquid are occasionally going to fight. As you can see here, this is a cool trap they've set up, but Highlight 9 knows. At least he seems to. Just threw some Shadow Poison out there on the sides.
Because straight away will TP the majority of their side out of that top lane.
When you've seen nobody show up from this laning ward that they have, like nobody's actually retreated back through the lane, you're like, they still got to be here, or else they TP'd out, and that would just be kind of weird. Finally, Liquid realizing that their trap was discovered, they back out. BKB for Eternal Envy is definitely very important, as you noted, as is the initiation item for Universe, but that is now being picked up.
And look at the way that Arbed's changing up his build as well. He did have the Radiance queued up, but now he's actually going for that second major item with the BKB on the Ember Spirit, which that's not really always the dream on the Ember. You don't want to be having to get that BKB second, but I guess this game, Arbed just feels he has to. Yeah,
if he's keeping track of Mind Control's farm, and he sees already one Oblivion staff, and he's going, oh, geez. If I actually get this Radiance, every single time I'm going to show on the map, I'm in danger of being Shadowblade Orchided and just dying.
We will see the money for that BKB here now, and he does indeed, of course, commit to it. That's the BKB out.
It also means that Fnatic are just going to have to force things a lot more. If they have to, like, utilize this BKB as a weapon, just as sort of a blunt force weapon to beat down Liquid in these team fights. BKB is kind of like the ultimate team fight item in many ways.
Universe, after the blink, will go back to finish off that pipe. Well, he's built it up as such as he, of course, doesn't have the hood yet. All this time going on, though, Terrorblade, Miracle continues to farm. Top net worth at the moment. And with that Manta Style complete, along with the Dragon Lance, he's going to be getting bigger and bigger. Top lane Mind Control, starting to find these pickoffs now. It's very hard for Fnatic to come out on the map one by one.
Bit of a mistake there from TJ. He's either got to have a Quelling Blade out, a TP in his inventory, which he had in his backpack, or he's got to keep that Snowball off cooldown. I know he wants to be able to use it to quickly farm these waves, but you got to make sure you have some sort of escape mechanism against this Furion, especially now that he's got the Orchid complete.
It's just a scary moment for Fnatic, but as you say, because there is that BKB on the Ember, Arbed will be a little less scared of sort of that opener, but at the same time, each time it's going to be forcing out BKB charges relatively early on. Top lane Pi in trouble. It's been Decrep slowed the life drain, not quite enough, but the stolen snowball used to close the gap to allow Kuro to go for the Fade Bolt will find the kill for them. Kuro gets himself out of there as well, as Fnatic are unable to get a grab onto them. Liquid now with the space to take this tier 2 tower. They're keeping the pressure high. The net worth lead slowly beginning to build up more and more for Liquid as they now maintain this advantage at a 4 to 5k lead.
This is not the way Fnatic wanted things to be going at all. They picked up this BKB. If they were just going to be split pushing all the time with the Ember Spirit, a Linken's would do you just as good. But they wanted to have that team fight aspect, yet they're still being beat out by Liquid because they're getting initiated on. They're actually getting kind of broken apart here. So we need to be able to see that 5-man of Fnatic finally connect with a real team fight that they're initiating in. They're getting that big blink in, ravage, blow up a hero.
I mean, as we can see as well, obviously with the Ember Spirit, they can sort of hold the fort and continue to push outside lanes. But the same to be said, of course, for Mind Control. So
yeah, he's just like, Abed's just barely dealing with the Furion and the Terrorblade's push. He can only keep one wave in, the two on the side of Liquid, they're always keeping 2 lanes pushed in. So Abed can't fully rectify this problem that is currently happening.
Pretty impossible for Fnatic to hold onto these tier 2s with this insane push between the Terrorblade, the Pugna, the Nature's Prophet. Lots of ways to very easily seize towers. They do have the disruption setup. They're trying to make a go onto Miracle. Miracle turns, gets the Sunder off, is back to pretty much full health. They'll continue to try and chase. The second charge does not trap Miracle. They'll move in with the Remnants. Arbed posts the BKB, trying to find kills out of this. They've turned onto Universe, though the stolen snowball from Kuro comes in. They bring down the tide. Miracle's still alive, but now Arbed desperately looking to chase this. They will lose Matuma Man. They will find the kill onto Miracle. Kuro's also surrounded. Fnatic do manage to come out on top. They get 4 kills. They only use the Universe. Arbed, will he go down? He's been silenced. He has not got his BKB, of course, and he will burn. So Mind Control at least able to pick up a second off the back of it. But overall there, Fnatic actually able to run down Liquid and get away with it.
Yeah, big reason all being the fact that they knew the Aegis timing. It's why they were being run over before. They really didn't want to fight into the Aegis. Finally, they do connect with the team fight right as the Aegis is going to be expiring. Really smart play from Fnatic. Just going all in on that Terrorblade and not giving him the space to be able to get the regen when the Aegis expires.
That was a crucial fight for Fnatic. Unfortunate for them that they do lose Arbed at the end, but as you say, overall, these sort of signs of action certainly showing things for Fnatic in this situation.
They just have to make sure that the next team fight, Abed doesn't actually die. You had to deal with kind of an Aegis threat in that team fight, so it was still okay. But Ember Spirit Razor, these heroes cannot slow down when it comes to the farm, especially against the ever-looming threat of the late-game Terrorblade, who's got his Manta and is soon going to have his Hurricane Pipe.
I'm going to see multiple Blink Daggers being picked up here for Fnatic. DJ grabs his. We have got one queued up at the moment by Abed. See if he does buy it as he gets back in. Looks like he's still... there we go. Does decide to invest. So they have a lot of jump, a lot of chase on the lineup of Fnatic with 3 of their cores with Blink Daggers ready to go.
He's going to try and just get to that back line. See if he can threaten the Pugna. Maybe get on top of that Furion as well.
Oh, this is the big one. Look at this. They've jumped in. Miracle is pretty alone here. They've managed to find the Terrorblade straight in, bursting him down before any chance of a turnaround Sunder. Big pickoffs here for Fnatic.
Oh, no, the double damage steal.
Oh, Abed, he's got his eyes on GH. He'll walk out of range, jump back in immediately. GH will fall as well. They know that Kuro's in the neighborhood. Can they chase this down, Abed? You know he wants to go for this. He's got the slight change, grabs Kuro on the side of it. They've got the shards as well. DJ with his eyes onto Kuro. Abed has the blink up, ready to join back in, and finds himself the triple kill. Abed's Ember Spirit now 8-2-3.
But look what Mind Control just did.
Oh, he's
forcing
gone for the
TP's back.
Oh, they've got him though. The dust, Abed moves in. He's been silenced, but Abed will just stand there with the Flame Guard tick down. He gets the ultra kill. This Ember Spirit, a hero that in the past has been proven very difficult to play in this current meta, is getting a lot done. The build going defensively at the start, the BKB, and that blink pickup. We're seeing a lot of great ways for it to be used. The chase down, also the way that Abed can just back off every time he sees an Echo Stomp and then immediately reinitiate after the Stomp's gone down. He's dancing around the side of Liquid, and Abed's pulling out the big guns for this one.
DJ and Pylai die. This is actually a very potent duo against many cores. Disruption, Soul Catcher, plus the Purge.
Look at this again. They've found Miracle. They've got the setup. Abed and Universe there as well. Miracle tries to force himself away, but he's stuck in the tree. Oh, the shots! They pushed him up. Still though, DJ will blink forward. Miracle gets the Sunder off though. They go for the Snowball, the Ravage. It does manage to tickle Miracle on the edge of it, but they're forcing him back again. Abed trying to chase. He'll get the chains on 2. They're surrounding Miracle. They'll take him down, but 2 of them over the self to Crepify, trying to run away. But the magic damage is too much. Fnatic, they get 2. They look towards Kuro. Kuro pops the stick charges. Has the counter Ravage, but the Snowball's out in time. DJ will be able to enable Fnatic to close the gap, get 3, and Fnatic, they're outplaying Liquid here.
They certainly are. This build from the Ember Spirit is in a great example.
Absolutely.
Of just not being greedy, right? He says the Radiance is far too greedy. I'm going to pick up these other team fight items.
Trying for that TPO. Is it going to be enough? Ooh.
Might pop? No, he's good.
Fuse Ranger up as well. I don't know if he already had that or he brought it in base, but either way, saved his life there. DJ will be fine. Now this is really quite incredible to see this Abed. Abed, ooh. Oh, he sensed it. They scanned it out. Mind Control will still get out of there.
That was so cool, and sadly he's not netted with the kill. But still, forces the Furion back. That just means less time where he's split pushing. They're also getting some itemization here to deal with the Furion split push. The Razor is getting a very unorthodox build in the Mjolnir.
Top lane Pi. They have gone a little bit too far, and indeed will die there to the nature's wrath of Mind Control. So Liquid able to secure Miracle a bit of involvement in the kill, and there is that big item. Indeed, 27 minutes and the Hex is out. A lot of control from Mind Control. If you can get in before that BKB's out, this Ember Spirit will die relatively easily. As you said, though, there is a couple of save mechanisms for Fnatic. They've got lots of ways, as long as Abed isn't out on his own, to buy him time, even if he does get hexed. Yeah,
and that's why Fnatic, they don't want to be left in this split push game, because every second they're dealing with a split push, it's just an opportunity for Liquid to get a pick off. They want to be able to continue to get these big team fights where they're blinking over the BKB, and then that Scythe device means nothing against that Magic immunity. They don't want to be the ones initiated on and being picked off. So push out the waves, see if they can get a little bit of map control, and then go for those smoke, push out, see if you can catch somebody on.
Absolutely. See if they can get that surprise player with that newly found Hex. Envy, the one up here in the moment. We'll see how far he comes. Is he going to push with the wave he is? He's coming out of the base here, Envy.
He does have BKB, so it's not going to be that easy for them to be able to burst him down, especially since they don't have the blink on the Rubik. So they think otherwise of it. Quits are not going to go for that pick.
Then Fnatic with their own smoke. The Remnant did pass across though, so... And a few pings did come through from Liquid, so they may certainly be aware here of Fnatic's movement. So unlikely to be caught out by this. Liquid, as you can see, the majority of them grouped up, heading back and sticking themselves far away from Fnatic here.
They thought they finally found something. Not the case though, just a Terrorblade illusion. They are doing a pretty decent job. Shadow Demon is always trying to use these Terrorblade illusions. He's trying to throw down lane. He's trying to counteract that by disrupting and Shadow poisoning the wave, so he gets illusions his own.
Abed closing in on that Radiance. So talking about getting illusions of their own, obviously Abed just to be a little worried about the reflection coming through, and they could getting that Radiance.
Oh no, he popped forward.
Mind control. It's only mind control and Kuroki. Do they feel like they have the damage? Oh, it certainly looks like they do with the Orchid. It should be enough. No, Abed. Oh, he's out. The BKB just in time after the Hex wears off, protecting him from that soul burn. Abed will survive. You can see there sort of the hesitation for Liquid. I think they knew themselves that it was going to always be a kill, whether or not they get it on the very edge, and they didn't quite have the damage and control to do so.
Yeah, the soul burn takes 5 seconds to be able to go off. Scythe only controlling a hero for 3.5 seconds, and then telekinesis only for another 1.75. So you have to make sure you perfectly overlap those two abilities to make sure that soul burn actually goes off and gets the damage in before he pops BKB and just cancels it.
And looks like we'll get to see that again here, as you say.
It's also the flame shield. I'm not sure if that actually goes off. No, he definitely got BKB off before it ticked.
Abed there, quick with the fingers, as we say, playing at his best here on the Ember Spirit, one of his heroes that we do love to see him on, that can be ever so flashy. And he is showing us this game, and that one more creep or such, and he will have that completed Radiance on the Ember Spirit.
All right, feeling like it's go time.
Just 30 minutes here, Abed hitting perfect item timings on the Ember. Radiance, BKB, bots, and Blink Dagger. Feeling pretty invincible, particularly, as we say, when he's fighting with his team.
The one sad part is that Universe has fallen behind in farm by a lot. He's only sitting at the 10K marker. Still trying to finish up guarding Greaves. He also would love to be able to have Pipe. But for now, Blink Dagger and Force Staff are good enough to be able to win you a fight.
They go down the middle lane. Envy holding the front lines. They will claim this tier 1 tower without any sort of answer from Liquid. Liquid being very careful how they fight into Fnatic's lineup now. The Fnatic have all the tools that they do. The sort of head-on engagement of a 5v5 still a little tricky for Liquid to take.
Abed, we're going to see him do this time and time again. He's going to try and stifle some of these pushes by making a double Remnant play, where he has a Remnant where he's at with his team. He TPs to one of the side lanes, and then he does a Remnant Sleight of Fist play. So he gets the explosion of his Remnant, as well as the Sleight of Fist damage on the Radiance, and then it bounces back to where his team is. So there's a very, very small window for that Furion to be able to get the Scythe of Ice, unless he's already set up and spam clicking right on top of where the Ember Spirit is TPing in. He won't really have a chance to get it all. So Abed is trying to minimize those opportunities for Liquid to get that pick off. There's a 4-man smoke.
See what they can find. The majority of Abed's damage will be negated by the Miracle Terrorblade, but Kuroki, he has nothing to protect himself against that. Poor old innocent Rubik caught out alone. Fnatic and themselves a free support kill.
My question is, what do they get out of this? Because it was only a Rubik. It doesn't look like they just don't really have a Roche taking team. That's a huge problem for them. Whenever you have the kind of tempo controlling team that wants to be able to end it before it goes too late, being able to take Roshan is a huge advantage. And it is not something that Fnatic really been able to do at all. In fact, Liquid was the one who took the first Roshan.
Constantly sweeping their half of the map, looking for anybody pushing out that top lane, but as it has been Miracle, mind control when they do so, they're playing it very carefully. As I say, Miracle with his own BKB, very hard to catch out now.
Look at Liquid even denying him that opportunity to just quickly take that off-lane tower. Fnatic are trying to do it safely with the disruption. But still, the fact that at 33 minutes in, Liquid still have all of their tier 2s up and a refreshed glyph, I'm going to feel great if I'm Liquid. I'm feeling like, all right, Miracle, he's getting close to a point where he's going to carry this game, and I don't think they can... Fnatic's going to be able to end this.
Oh, look at this. Miracle shoves himself forward, looks towards Pylai. Pylai tries for the force out, but TPs are coming in. There's the Ravage from Universe. Does manage to catch on 3. You've got the Remnants coming in from Arbet. They've got the control on Miracle. Miracle can't react. Miracle's down for 75 seconds. They surround Mind Control. He goes for the BKB play, but Envy beats him down with the physical damage. Gets the triple kill. A perfect jump from Universe into perfect control from DJ. The Ravage, the Walrus Punch, the chains. Miracle, he couldn't get his BKB off, and he just dies in the midst of the fight. 3 down, Fnatic move into the pit. They're continuing to do it, Cap.
Oh, and that was the first time that they brought the Terrorblade to an engagement. The first time that they thought, we're going to try and be offensive here. We're going to try and get a pick off with the Terrorblade leading the way, and they are instantly punished. As a result, Fnatic will be able to get a very critical objective for them. Aegis and Cheese. Cheese on the Razor makes him so much tankier. He could just kind of run in there, and an Aegis for that Ember Spirit means the pick-off opportunities for Liquid just closed a little bit more. Or maybe it's the other way around. He actually is the one picking up the Cheese. Flopper in? Yeah. Cheese definitely on the Razor.
Oh, but
Aegis for him.
You see, I think they did get with the kill on the Roshan.
Oh, they did?
With the Astral.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe the Astral got the kill.
GH.
So GH does secure a bit of money there for Liquid's side, of course, getting that Roshan kill.
I believe that's what you would call Owen, a cheeky bugger.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times, I feel. I can't remember if it was GH who did it before. Someone else did it with an Astral.
Oh, look at this setup at bottom lane. They're going to try and take out the Aegis. Oh. But they spooked him.
Did. Gets himself out before that Hex gets knocked down onto his head. Arbet's out of there.
So now Fnatic, good positioning, map control. Oh no!
Miracle, but this time Miracle gets the BKB off.
I mean, that's fine. They force the BKB.
And look at this wraparound, Envy. He's just going in with the Eye of the Storm, but the Nature's Wrath, the magical burst, Envy's gone. They'll lose his life. Look how low this Ember Spirit's falling. They'll force him away. DJ has the snowball, buying himself some time with the BKBs. Liquid looking to move forward. DJ gets the blink off in time. The Spirit Vessel as well, healing him up. GH trying to hunt him down with the Astral. Mind Control comes in with the TP. DJ goes to the TP out, will not make it. The Stomp from GH finishes him off. Liquid will take the fight. Despite the fact that Fnatic had this Aegis on Arbet, still come out on top, Liquid.
You know, Owen, I was trying to tell you, it's okay. BKB used. That's great for Fnatic. Just back out. They don't have Ravage. And then Eternal Envy interrupted me and just ran in. He was assuming that because they had Aegis, because they had Cheese, they were still stronger, even without the Ravage. But some good crowd control there from Liquid. They just CC'd him down, made sure he couldn't use the Cheese. And honestly, I don't think the team would have been in a great position to take that fight, even if he did get the Chase off. I think it's just safer in many of these situations just to wait for the Ravage. You still have plenty of time to make use of this Aegis anyway. And luckily for Fnatic, they didn't use anything big. So they'll still be able to maintain that aggressive control that they were looking at earlier, but can't afford too many more of those mistakes.
Arbet's still keeping himself ahead though. Picks up the Lincoln Sphere. He's got the level 25, that minus 25 charge time on the Remnant, so it's a lot easier for him to keep it around the map.
But honestly, he's beginning to top out. He's level 25, right? He is running out of item slots. There's not much else you're going to be able to do with this Ember Spirit. And Razor, well, Razor's a mid-game hero. He can scale into late game. He can do all right for himself. But again, I don't think he's going to be beating out this Terrorblade.
I'm looking at Arbet's build. He's got what the Lotus Sword picked up. Is he actually going to do that? Because in that case, he only really has one offensive item. And that is the most defensive Ember build I've ever seen, having Blink, Lincoln's, Lotus, and BKB. I guess he's terrified. We'll see if he does finish it off, but it will be a bit of a different approach from Arbet.
I mean, I think he just has to focus on survivability and just play out these fights with his burst between the Remnants as well as the Radiants. He's got to dance in and out and make sure that he's never locked down. The moment they get a disable on him, he's dead.
And I guess they've got Envy as the hard right clicker, as we can see now with the Butterfly completely on top of the Mjolnir. Envy going full in on the damage on his own build. Yeah,
Envy is really doing a great job because of that Mjolnir. He's been keeping pace, thanks to the Furion, always shoving in waves. He is not too far behind the Furion as well as the Terrorblade. So he's going to be a very relevant core for the next, you know, easily 10-15 minutes.
Mid lane trying to jump in onto Miracle.
See if they could just force out a BKB usage, but Miracle is not that scared.
Still a very close game between these two sides. Bigger Rhymes coming out there for mind control. Pull out Bloodthorn. Whoever gets Hexed Bloodthorn will be very scared. They will surely melt in the front of any sort of fight. Miracle eyes on DJ. No interest of going in on his own though, of course. DJ will actually go for the sharp play. And quick pings out there, as they'll be aware that there's a ward down. Abed does manage to close the gap onto this Rubik. Kuro tries to turn around, has got the stick charges, and Kuro will be alive for now. Abed really wants to chase him with the sleight of fist, gets it. That's a gem on the deck. Matuma Man trying to turn with a burst, and will be able to burst through the Aegis. Envy pops the BKB, swallows the cheese. They have the Warriors Punch controlling Matuma Man. He's trying to take it. There's the Ravage coming through for Universe. Fnatic just move in. BKB's now from mind control and Miracle, but they've lost 2 on Liquid. Can Miracle turn this? The Hex is down onto Abed. Miracle standing strong. Envy fully low. DJ pops as well. They've lost 3 on Fnatic. They're going to lose Universe as well. Liquid, this time with the BKBs, able to turn around. Pylai Die will escape. But the BKB timing is coming out perfectly, and once again proving how hard it is for Fnatic to keep the fight going once those BKBs are on.
It's amazing. This is, again, a fight that Fnatic could have been able to walk away from in just a small little pick-off on a Rubik. All right, cool. Happy with it. But then they try and keep forcing it, and it just ends up getting messy. It wasn't that clean execution they were really looking for. The BKBs go off from the side of Liquid. They also do a really good job focusing on this Ember Spirit.
Mind Control. Mind Control's walking into the base for the kill. But that, I mean, sure, Abed had to buy back, but they secured themselves the courier. Abed, so the gem, Abed actually jumping in, holding them back from this.
Okay, Abed's got to outplay this. If he's going to challenge Miracle, who does have Sunder up.
Look, he's going in with the bots. Look at this Abed, still starting to dance around with the bat. All in all, I mean, sure, Abed had to buy back. Oh, is he going to be able to get any of these? Miracle gets out. GH, though, goes for the stomp, but Abed is going to give him the slow but sure rundown. GH will grab the bounty rune, but Abed gets the kill. So, sure, Abed has to buy back, but he stops the racks going down. He punishes mind control for diving for a very aggressive kill, and he manages to get that gem back off mind control.
But think about that last fight that happened, where Fnatic lost. They got focused down. They lost the Aegis from the Dagon verse of the Pugna, and then they managed to get a sight onto the Ember Spirit, and he just instantly dies. Right, so if they can kill him twice that easily, now Liquid only need to kill him once with a buyback gone. And we've seen how Terrorblades can just demolish the bases. Fnatic, they're done. They can afford no more mistakes. They have to play this game completely clean, completely perfect if they want to be able to close out against Liquid.
And that's why I like as well what Abed's changed his item for. It is going to be another defensive item, but he's going for the Eon Disc now instead of the Lotus Orb. Universe, as you can see on the Tide, he's going for the Lotus Orb himself. I don't know if they necessarily need to, so having the Eon Disc on the Ember is certainly going to do more in making him that sort of unkillable target that can dance around to the front. On the side, Universe, and he bursts it here by Matuma Man. Abed is on the side of it, looking for some sort of initiation with the Sleight of Fist onto Kuro. Pylai Die falling very low to the Nature's Wrap, has to go for the defensive disruption as Fnatic will keep the members alive. Abed still did play around in the front, did remnant himself back up to top lane.
Jesus, Universe, because he doesn't have that pipe, is actually very susceptible to this burst damage that's coming from the Pugna. He feels a bit pressured at times when he tries to go into these fights. He's trying to be the one to go for the Lotus Orb, to try and prevent the Scythe of Ice lockdown against the Ember Spirit.
Miracle's got that MKB done as well. So this Terrorblade getting close to reaching sort of full force on the front of these fights. There's a double damage here as well. A DJ will be able to take that. Make sure the Miracle doesn't get his hands on. And that's a pretty good job the Miracle doesn't. As the next fight, if Miracle can find it, would be pretty hard for Fnatic to take against this ultimately 6-slotted Terrorblade with a double damage, but that's gone. DJ will make sure that that's not going to be an issue.
The cool part is for Fnatic is that there are so many big single target abilities being used in a fight by Liquid, whether it's the Dagon, the Life Drain, the Sunder, that these Lotus Orbs and Lincolns can win them the fight.
Yes.
It's just going to require super good execution.
There's no doubt about that at all. And Lotus Orb for the Tusk, sorry, for the Tide, still about just under 1,000 away. And the Eon Disc for the Ember Spirit, the money pretty much there. So Abed, he'll go pick that up, and we'll see how much of a difference this makes in the fight. As we talked about, so those instant goes on him with the Hexes and the Bloodthorns, he's going to have sort of that, those seconds of vulnerability, which will give easily time for his team to react and respond, and buy a chance for Abed to turn the fight around.
I'm almost kind of wondering if they need like a I guess the next Roshan gives you the refresher shard, but I was thinking refresher for the Tidehunter because I think they need that big AoE long duration lockdown against this this Terrorblade, especially now that he has lower cooldown on Sunder.
Mid lane, sorry, top lane. Envy getting going on, pops the BKB. They've got the chains onto Miracle. Miracle popping the Metamorphosis for this one, but to my man, Live Training Universe forcing him back. Miracle just pushing in onto the range tracks with the illusions mid lane as well. Mind control, he's found the catch. That's DJ down for 80 seconds. No buyback on the Tusk. Universe will make sure to keep control of that gem. But with one man down, Liquid will surely look to try and punish this lineup of Fnatic. Mind control just playing around with Universe in the middle lane, keeping him away from this top lane defense as the racks will fall. Liquid get the objective.
Metamorphosis running low. Liquid have no reason to stick around and try and fight Fnatic more, even though it is a 4 versus 5. After all, Roshan is up. And we just said, like, the refresher shard could be huge for Fnatic. Yeah. Well, Liquid looking to deny that.
And this is Liquid getting the game back under their own pace. Look who's heading over, though. Fnatic are coming in. They're smoked up. Can they really do anything about this Rosh? He's falling Liquid. He's thinking about it. He's going to go for it, but doesn't quite get it. Liquid will get Roshan, and they will get the Aegis. All three of them there popping their BKB to make sure that they could finish it off. But they do manage to do so. The attempt from Abed, not quite there.
Well, we've now got level 20 on Pilot Die. That's pretty rare to say, but that means the very low Shadow Poison cooldown. We can just pump it out to try and deal with these illusions. It's a pretty poor response, though, all things considered, dealing with Terrorblade response.
Mind control continues to get bigger and bigger. He has the Assault Cuirass picked up now as well, 45 minutes in and incredibly stacked. Just Prophet, certainly making up for the shortcomings of his puck performance from Game 2, as this is Mind Control back on form. Top net worth as well on this Nature's Prophet, of course, in case you missed it. Even higher than Miracle's Terrorblade.
He got mad about that.
Absolutely, this is the sort of Nature's Prophet performance we come to expect from him. And he's giving it to us here this game. This very important game, as we've been saying. This deciding match between these two sides. Fnatic, though, they are sort of coming out of the base. Now BKB picked up on GH as well, so GH won't have to worry too much about this this magic build, this Radiance Ember Spirit running at him in the midst of the fights.
So they gave the refresher shard to GH so he could get a double Earth Splitter in. Just get anyone in AoE knocked down to 25%.
Can land it. That is, I mean, you die. You die if you're going a couple of those. And the best to clean out this push on the bottom lane. Next time for Miracle being closed in. He nearly has enough money for the Skadi. We've been seeing as well Abed going for the Shiva's guard next, but he's certainly going to get to the point where he's sort of running out of slots to hold all these items. Slots are certainly going to be an issue for Abed at this stage of the game.
Hey, and that's just the sad difference between an Ember Spirit and a Terrorblade, is you look at the quality of items between the two. Like, Ember Spirit is always going to have the weaker, just because he has to have those defensive items. Meanwhile, a Terrorblade, he could just stock up on all the greatest hits, all the big late game items. Skadi, MKB, BKB, Manta, Boon Shard eventually.
2.5 minutes still left on the Aegis for Miracle. See what Liquid can do with that timing. They're still poised quite aggressively on Fnatic's half of the map. Multiple waves being pushed in against them. They do get the sleep onto Abed, but Abed will be able to remnant himself out before any further lockdown comes in. Let's see how Fnatic can hold. Miracle just goes for the Hello Sunder. He does have that reduced cooldown now, of course, as well, with that level 25 talent, so he does not mind spending that one out. On a 5-second cooldown, Sunder, with that talent. So he's just sundering for the hell of it.
He just likes the noise.
It's a nice
He probably feels the vibration in the stadium.
Oh, yeah. I feel it. The crowd, but they feel it as well. Drop the bass, Miracle. There we go. He's going to release an absolute banger of a tune with this. And he goes, Miracle. Starts to push. Reflections out. Got the chains. Fortification comes through for Fnatic. Envy as well, popping the BKB. Just in an attempt to clean out these illusions.
And look at the way Liquid play this, right? They force something out of Fnatic, they don't keep committing. They say, oh, okay, something's been blown. Back it up.
Keep it going, Miracle. Oh. If this gets him killed, I will laugh. Matuma Man pops the BKB. Decrepify onto Razor. Again, these Sunders.
The contrary, got the Razor kill.
Yeah, Envy's dead. He's got to buy back for this. Envy's back in. They do have the Aeon disc on Arbit, buying him some time, but they've lost Universe. Universe as well, buying back immediately. DJ Decrepify will force himself back to safety. Fnatic, they're back in. Can they get kills out of this? Universe comes forward with the Ravage. They found the lockdown onto Matuma. Arbit trying to close the gap as well with the BKB. Matuma Man turning, keeping himself alive with the life drain, but it's cancelled by the Searing Change. Matuma Man will fall. Stomp gets out onto this Arbit. Ember Spirit holds him down. They've broken the Lingans. They bring him up with the telekinesis up top. They did manage to kill off Miracle the once. Can they do it a second time? They've got the punch. Arbet's there as well. Going in with the Rem, the burst. Miracle down to half health, but there's the Sunder. It buys him a little bit of health against Universe, but he's still surrounded. He is going to have Sunder back up in a second. Can he get it off? There's a snowball coming his way. There's the Sunder. He's still alive for now. He's still running. They've got the sleep on 3. The turnaround's going to be there. This Tide in trouble. Universe, will he get out? He will. The uphill miss keeps Universe alive. DJ Sprouted pushes himself out with the shards. DJ will keep himself alive for now. Miracle going to go back in. There's the Sunder again. Brr, gets it off on Envy. Envy pops the BKB, trying to run. He'll still live for now. Envy does manage to survive. They're jumping in. Arbed looking for mind control, but mind control with the BKB. The Hex, the Eon Disco. Arbed gets some time. The defensive disruption comes through from Byline. Miracle again with the Sunder. Keeps himself alive. Still fighting through the sword. The Rude's holding down for some time. Arbed pops the BKB with DJ. They're looking towards GH. GH trying for the stop with the blink forward. Arbed, he had his eyes set on bigger targets, but Miracle, he's out of there for now. Miracle is coming back in. Where's that Sunder, boys? Looking for that target, trying to get in. He's got the slow, closing onto DJ. DJ snowballs himself away, back towards the creep wave. Quick blink out. We'll keep the distance. There we go.
Just another one.
I don't think I've ever seen this many Sunders in such a short time frame.
Miracle's just treating the Fnatic heroes like his wet fountain. They just keep on going back to the fountain. They heal up. He's like, oh, thank you for healing up my Sunder damage. Let me just use it again. They need to be able to get a hard lockdown onto him. They need to be able to get this Bloodthorn out from the Razor, but he's sitting at 1,500 gold right now. It's just not coming anytime soon.
I like how the Sunder's messing up the healing gun stat as well. This Terrorblade, the true support. Got the disruption. Oh, they've lost themselves. Pi though. Pi gets zapped. DJ jumps in with the Warrior's Punch onto Matuma Man. There'll be a buyback from the Shadow Demon. Envy looking towards Matuma Man, trying to chase him down. The BKB's out for Matuma. We'll keep the distance. Again, Miracle, the true team player, gets Matuma back up to full. They'll go for the smoke. They want to go for the reinitiate. They know there's no Universe jump in. There's the Sunder. Oh, the Sunder zap back. They find Envy. Envy down for 2 minutes. And now with mind control coming in on the back with that Hex, Fnatic lose 3. No heroes with buyback available. The stolen snowball in onto DJ. Kuro closes the gap for Matuma Man to find that zap.
Give him a few more Sunders.
But these Sunders, they just don't stop. Arbed at the Eon Disc. He's surrounded, comes out with a sleight of fist. Where's that Sunder? Can he get it out the snowball? He's falling low, but Arbed just gets rid of him. There's the Sunder. Miracle just won't die. He'll take your hopes, take your dreams, and he'll take your HP as well. Miracle, it's over. GG is called. Team Liquid will secure themselves the lion's share of the Dota Pro Circuit points up for grabs here in this third place decider. Smiles all around there. I don't think I've ever seen that many Sunders in a game.
Nor have I, Owen.
It's one of those talents that, when used correctly, it's pretty damn good, Cap.
Yeah, Fnatic's lineup, they were supposed to be able to hit that mid-game timing, that 20 to 30 minutes. They're supposed to be able to hit that hard. Unfortunately, a couple mistakes. Team Liquid really capitalizing on it as well, making sure that once an overextension from Fnatic was present, they absolutely dominated team fight. Couple of those, and Fnatic just start losing all control of the map. You've got a Furion split pushing. You've got a Miracle Terrorblade getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I have to say, Fnatic, they did do pretty well in some of these team fights. Abed, especially on that Ember Spirit, did some pretty tricky stuff. But at the end of the day, the matchup, just the draft from Liquid, it was going to be so hard to overcome past 35 minutes.
Absolutely, those sort of late game pushes impossible to deal with. And I think you can sort of bet that Fnatic, they've never had to deal with this sort of push coming out from a Terrorblade that every 5 seconds, he's sundering you. He's sundering you, he's sundering his teammates. He's sundering anyone that he can get his mouse click on top of. Now, Miracle was relentless there with the life swapping, and it pays off. So Liquid, they had a bit of fun in game 2. It looked like they were going to be serious in game 3, and they were for the most part. But those last few minutes, that bit of fun, that bit of sort of Liquid charm certainly started to flare up again.
They made sure that they got the opportunity to return the favor of having to fight against a 30k gold advantage. This time around, 39k is what the game ends on with Team Liquid.
I think that overall, Fnatic, definitely as a team, we're seeing an improvement from this lineup. They are on the up and up to make it here to this top 4, even though they don't get that 3rd place. I'm sure we can still expect to see great things from Fnatic going forward.
Just think of some of the strategical plays that come out from Fnatic that are sort of wholly theirs, sort of wholly unique. You have the Eternal Envy, like the 5-minute rotation that comes out from his Razor, where he invades the enemy safe lane with the Siege Wagon push. Like, that's something that I feel like Fnatic are the only ones really doing to that extent. Being able to like move Universe into this farming position oftentimes thanks to Eternal Envy's space creation. The really rapid rotation that they had after they managed to take one pick off on one side lane and immediately TP to the other one and just wrap through and try and catch that Pugna. Really great example of some interesting plays from Fnatic.